Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do a dupe the vibes for the new Nomad Cruise palettes. There are two palettes, two highlighters in that collection, and obviously I'm not going to buy either because I'm on a no buy. One of the palettes is a all matte palette, which I will show here. Not saying anything so you can look at it. And one is an all shimmer palette, which you can see here. I am very drawn to the all shimmer palette. If I had to buy one, I would definitely buy the all shimmer palette. I wouldn't buy the all matte palette. The grays, they're very gray tone mattes, and those don't look very good on me. They're not really my preference. But I would definitely buy the all shimmer palette because I love shimmers. I am a shimmer hoe. So I have shimmers, and I was going to try to recreate a little bit of matte, maybe in the crease and maybe in the outer V. I don't have very gray tone mattes. I do have some that are sort of close, and I might have to add a little bit of gray to them to kind of mimic it, which we can do. To get sort of close to that, we can add a little bit of gray, you know? You can mix shadows. And then I was gonna just add some shimmers that I have that are sort of close to what's in the shimmer palette. So also I did kind of try to dupe the vibes for the highlighters. One of the highlighters is sort of like a pink to I think it's like a champagne to a pink to a purple. And one is like a champagne to a gold to a pink. I don't have a gold, like a golden toned highlighter. It doesn't really work with my skin tone, but I do have pinks and purples. So I have this, which is like a silvery pink color. It's not really champagne, so I don't think it's quite the same because I think the Nomad one's a little warmer tone, but I have this. So I use this, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Seeker highlighter in Pearl. But it's their Lunar New Year for, was it 2024 or 2025? I forget. I'll try to remember to look it up and put it on the screen. But it was their Lunar New Year. It used to have a dragon, but as you can see, I have pan in and now I've used it. So I used that, and then I use this REM Beauty highlighter topper, and it's in Miss Neptune. It is the cool toned purple one. So yeah, I don't know how well you can see it, but I just got that on my cheeks to like kind of mimic if you like swipe your brush over the whole thing. So yeah, obviously if you like colored highlighters, these are like more subtle colored highlighters. If you like those, you're gonna probably have those in your collection. So you can just mix and match to dupe the vibes for that. So I've got those. And then as for the palettes that I'm going to use to dupe, just to show you, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a blue or a green look. So for the greens, I have the Oden's Eye Merry Christmas palette, and in it, it has this like kind of muted, kind of grayish green tone called New Leaf. And it also has Christmas Tree, which is also like a cool tone, muted, a little bit grayish green. Now, these are not as muted gray as in the Nomad palettes, but they're kind of close. And on me, they're a little more muted and gray toned and cool toned. They don't look the best. And I noticed watching other people's videos, I don't really like how the mattes in the matte palette go with the shimmers, which is another reason I wouldn't buy the matte palette. I feel like the shimmers are very bright and poppin', and the mattes are so cool toned and like gray toned on everyone. Maybe if you're very cool toned, the mattes would look good, but everyone I watched maybe is just very warm toned or neutral. I don't know. So yeah, these don't look the greatest on me, but there's that. There's also, so this was really popular, so a lot of people probably have this. There's also the Cosmic Beauty, used to be Cosmic Brushes Winter Wonderland palette. And in this, these are not very muted gray, but in this, there is this shade Icicle, which it looks in the pan a little muted gray, but when I put it on my skin, it's very bright. So I would have to add gray to this. And then there's also these tealy shades, which kind of are like the blue-green color that I noticed was in the Nomad palette, and that is Peaceful in Showers. So I swatched those on myself, and they're not very muted, so I might have to add gray to them to make them look more like what I want. And I was thinking maybe doing those, because those might look a little better on my skin tone. I also have this is a fun palette. I don't know how many people have this. This is the Shrek Revolution palette. I got this as a gift from my sister because she knows I love Shrek. Ooh, I just stuck my finger in it. which has like those muted like ready tones that are in the Nomad palette, which I could do, but again, I feel like the muted ready tones don't really go with the shimmers. I mean, I guess they go with like the orange shimmers. So I could do like orange shimmers, I guess. And then for shimmers, I have so many shimmers. I think what I'm going to do for my look, because in terms of gray tones, I have from the Melt 12th Hour stack, I have like this kind of gray tone I could use. I've also got for grays that I can use, I have the Smashbox Punked palette, which has a gray in it, although this is a little deeper gray, so I could use that to mix. So I have all of that, which I could use to make my mattes. And honestly, I could totally do just like an all shimmer look and be totally happy with that. But since we're doing Dupe the Vibes and it's 2 palettes, I want to try to do something with the mattes too. So maybe I'll do both of the Winter Wonderland and the Merry Christmas, and I'll do one on each eye and just see how they look, and use both the Melt and the Smashbox and just see how they mix and just go from there. So yeah, let me prime quick and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've primed. So I think, I know this angle isn't the best. My setup is not the best for doing 2 eye looks, but I'm gonna kind of try to keep them similar. I just wanna try the 2 different mattes just to see. So I'm gonna start with, I think I'm gonna start with Winter Wonderland. And I'm gonna start with, I think I'm gonna do the 2 teals, Peaceful and Showers, because this matte blue is it's very light, and it's a good blending shade, but I feel like it's not what I want. So I'm gonna start with Peaceful and Showers. So that's what I'm gonna start with. Sorry, I have to make sure this is in frame. I don't have a viewfinder, so I'll just put it where my face is because I know my face is in frame. Okay, so I'm gonna start with those, and I'm gonna take a Blend Bunny brush, which is just this, and I'm gonna go into Peaceful, and I'm gonna tap off the excess because these are pigmented. Oh, I just realized I have an eyelash. Okay, and I'm just gonna put that in my crease. Yeah, this is not very muted. It's pretty bright, but it does have some gray tone to it. Or maybe that's just because of my skin tone. That does actually look decently close to the Nomad palette. It's just a little brighter. So honestly, if you have this palette, you sort of have at least the tealy, it's sort of like the tealy bluey color. It's kind of in between the blue and the green that's in the Nomad, I think. At least on me. Today I am wearing my neutral foundation. I'm wearing the Fenty Eavesdrops in 1. So that skews my tone a little bit versus if I was wearing my olive foundations, which are a little more yellowy. And if they're my actual olive foundations, not my House Labs ones, which doesn't have the blue in it, then it skews stuff a little bit differently. Okay, so I like that. Pretty basic. Okay, I'm gonna go into Showers now, which is that darker color. Same brush, and I'm just gonna dip into it, a lot of kickback, tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna put that in my outer V. Yeah, that one is also not quite as muted, I think, as the Nomad. The Nomad has a little more gray. So I will add a little gray to it. But I mean, it's still pretty, if you like the muted colors, but your skin tone doesn't really work with like gray tones, this would be a good option for you. Like if you have this palette already and you want the vibe, but you can't do that much gray tone, pull out this palette and just do these tealies, these teal colors. Okay, so I've got that. I want to do a little bit of blending, and I think I am going to use that light blue, which is Icicle. So I'm using this big fluffy brush, and I just got the tiniest bit of Icicle, and I'm just gonna blend, because this is a little bit harsh. Yeah, and actually, blending Icicle in does kind of make it more, I mean, obviously it makes it more blue tone, but it also kind of makes it a little more gray. Also, my sense of colors might be a little skewed. I had to use my ring light today because it is very gray out today. Like I have my, I don't know if you can see, you probably can. I have the couple windows open. There's one directly behind me I don't think you can see. And then there's that one over there, but it is gross out today. So I had to turn the ring light on. And then I have all the lights in front of me from my vanity. Okay, so that's a little more blended. Cool. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm gonna do the mattes on the other side because I wanna see how they look before I put shimmers on. And before I add the gray, because I wanna see, because this is how gray toned it is. Or should I say not gray toned it is, before I add the gray. And that's just the Winter Wonderland palette. Now I'm gonna go into the Merry Christmas palette from Oden's Eye, and I'm going to use New Leaf in my crease and Christmas Tree in my outer V. So I'm gonna go back into this little blend bunny brush, and I'm gonna take that light shade. Again, lots of pickup in the pan because these are pigmented. I'm gonna try to situate myself so you can see me. Yeah, this again is a little brighter and not quite as gray because this palette isn't about muted colors. It's a Christmas palette, so this one will definitely have to add some gray too. But I just want you to see the colors before I add the gray, so you can see the before and after, I guess. So we're just popping this in, making sure it's nice and blended. This blends a little better than that Cosmic Beauty shade, I think because the other one was more of a mid-tone. This is supposed to be more of a light, but on me it looks a little more mid-tone. But this has more like white in it, so it blends a little better. Okay, so I've got that. I'm gonna add Christmas Tree in the outer V, same brush, nice small brush so I can contain where it goes. Tap off the excess. I'm just gonna plop that. And yeah, see this one, again, it's a little gray toned, but it's not like the most gray toned. It's just a little deep. But it's more like a Christmas tree, you know? It's like a fur color. When I say fur, I mean F-I-R, not F-U-R, like the tree. I don't know if you can see, but my powder is looking a little powdery. I don't normally powder this foundation, but I'm trying to use up a powder, so I've been powdering everything, so I'm a little much, but whatever. Once I finish this powder, I'm almost finished with it, I will stop doing that. But it doesn't matter because normally people don't see me this close, especially like today. I'm not going anywhere. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna go play Apex Legends. So that's what I'm doing today. It is a Saturday. Okay, so I've got that. Now, so you can see, this is what it looks like. After this, I'm going to add a little bit of gray. So first I'm gonna start with the melt stack because I wanna see how this looks. The color I'm going to use is called 666, and it is like a gray toned brownie matte. I don't know if this will be a good color for this, but I'm gonna add it to the green, the Merry Christmas color, the Merry Christmas palette. So I'm just gonna use this little brush right here, and I'm gonna just gently dip in and tap off the excess. Just gently add it in so it's a little more muted. Yeah, just like the barest minimum on top, and just dip in again and tap off the excess really good and put it on top a little more because this isn't quite dark enough. So yeah, I don't want to add too much because I want to really keep that green, but as you can see, like, it got more gray tone and more muted, and obviously it's not a great one-to-one to the Nomad palette, but like, as you can see, you can mix, just adding a little more. Like I said, I don't want to add too much, but if I need to, I can go back in with the green. There, so now it's more of a muted green. It also darkened it a little, which is okay. I like a little smoky eye, but as you can see, it's more like a muted like a gray toned green now, which is what we wanted. It did darken it, which is not quite the best, but that's okay. So now we're going to go into the Smashbox Punked palette, and I'm gonna take the smallest bit of this gray. This might honestly be too much. Same brush. This gray might be a little overpowering. I'm gonna tap it off. I'm gonna add it. Oh yeah, that gray is a lot. This gray is a lot darker. Really blend it. Honestly, I should have used the 666 for the light shade and this for the dark shade. I'm a genius. Well, it definitely darkened up. But yeah, as you can see, it's much grayer now. Let me go over with my blending brush and blend them just right over top. Just really get in there and blend. Get the colors to like combine. Yeah, so now it's like a really gray blue color, which it's a little dark for what I wanted. But I guess we're doing smoky eyes now. So yeah, obviously not ideal, but as you can see, we're just experimenting. I didn't test this beforehand. But see, you can just mix your grays with your colors and you can get gray toned colors. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave that alone for now. I'm just gonna put these aside and I'm gonna pull out my shimmers. Now I have a lot of, well, I don't have a lot of shimmers, but I have shimmers. And there's a lot of shimmers, like obviously there's a lot of shimmers in the Nomad palette because it's like a big palette. And I have been contemplating what to do because I have enough similar shimmers that I can do quite a few looks. So they've got an iridescent blue purple, which I have, but mine is not. I have this one, which is not as deep. It's ColourPop Ice Dream. I also have in my singles palette quite a few. So I have a darker blue purple single, which is called Interdimensional by Terra. And I could use that. It's not quite a one-to-one to the Nomad, but it fits the bill. I have a green that could work, which is also not quite the same as the Nomad, but it's Fantasy Creatures by Fyrinnae. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I've never heard anyone say it. I've only ever seen it written. But I don't know if Fyrinnae is around anymore. Like, they don't have an Instagram anymore. They used to, so I don't know what's up with them. They were popular for their loose shadows, and like this single was really popular, but it's like a multi-chrome. So I have that. I also have like Celestial Cloudscape by Terra I could use, which is like I think it's technically a duochrome, but it's like this purpley color. It's like a purpley pinky. It's like a yellow in there too. I have another purple blue actually I could use. I don't know, let me get it out. It is Synth by Lethal Cosmetics. I don't know if you can see that. But it's like a lighter purple blue. But I've also got, like, in the Merry Christmas palette, I've got this really pretty bright green that actually looks orange a lot of times. Because it's like a orange to green color, which would be really pretty. I've got this orange shimmer, but honestly I have better orange shimmers because like I've got in Basic Witch I have Incantation, which is a really pretty orange. Also in Hocus Pocus I have this really, or in Basic Witch I have Hocus Pocus, which is a really pretty like greeny duo multichrome. I have this color which I could use Cauldron, which is like a, I don't know how it looks on camera, but it's like a blue-green duochrome, multichrome color. In Bellabeautebar Strange and Unusual, I have a really pretty blue also. It's called Miss Argentina. I don't have a one-to-one to that really pretty purple that's in there, but I have Delia, which I could use. But yeah, I mean, I have a ton of shimmers. So I think I'm gonna do, because I've seen a lot of people use like the darker shimmers because I was watching a bunch of people's videos, and I have so many shimmers to choose from, honestly. It's like if I had the shimmer palette, like I wouldn't know what to do. I think I'll start with Terra. I think I'll start with the Terra Moon Singles, the Interdimensional, and I'm gonna put that on my outer corner of this eye because it's the pretty blue purple color. Yeah, this is pretty similar, like over this matte. It looks very similar to what the one shimmer in the Nomad palette looks like on camera that I've seen other people's videos. So I'm gonna do that. Actually, should I do that on both eyes? Yeah, I'll do that on both eyes. We'll just put a bunch of shimmers on the bottom too. I want to try to make this look like a cohesive look, because honestly the mattes look very similar too, so yeah, we'll just put that right there. So I copied the blue purple shimmer, right? That looks very pretty. Also, I don't support Terra Moons right now, but I'm using my stuff. Anyway, so I've got that. I got the blue purple shimmer. Now I really want to go into, I think I'll go into Bellabeautebar Cauldron, which is kind of like a blue purple green color. I think that'll go nicely. So I'm gonna go into Cauldron. Yeah, it looks green on my lid, at least from my angle. Also, if you can hear my partner talking, I'm sorry. He's in the living room playing video games with our friends. And I don't have my door closed, so I mean, he can hear me yammering on. So that looks gorgeous and matches the shimmer palette, I feel, perfectly. So they also have a, oh god, they have so many beautiful colors. So this looks a lot like what I've seen other people do for their videos. I don't know if you can see how sparkly this is on camera, but this is so sparkly. I love this. Okay, so now that I have the green, this is like a, does this have pink in it? It's got purple. I don't know if it's got pink. I think I want to bring the pink vibes. I want to bring some pink into it because I want to use pink. So I think I'm going to use, Witch Please from the Basic Witch palette, which is very similar to a shade in the Nomad palette. It's a pink with a blue shift, and I'm going to use that on the front part. And this is also very sparkly, just like the other ones. And this looks pretty blue, but it's got like blue sparkles with a pink base. So that is how my eyes look. And I think this is a very gorgeous look for like the top. So I've got that. Now for the bottom, I'm gonna go in a little bit with mattes in the outer corner, but I really wanna bring shimmers in, and I wanna bring other colors of shimmers in. So what I'm gonna do is, so for this eye, I used Winter Wonderland, so I'm gonna go back with that. I'm just gonna take that dark teal shade on this brush. It's a Moda Pro Crease brush, and I'm just gonna tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna bring that down a little on the bottom, just a little. And then I'm going to grab that Smashbox Punked palette, and same brush, I'm gonna grab just a smidge of that gray and go over top. And then I'm going to take this Blend Bunny brush, and I'm just gonna blend it. I'm just gonna blend the whole thing here. So I haven't really blended the outer corner much, and it's a little messy because I had some fallout. These are very pigmented. I need to go back in a little with the green. I over blended just a smidge of the green. For this eye, I'm going to go in with the Merry Christmas palette, and I'm going to take that darker green Christmas tree, and I'm basically going to do the same thing over here. Just take a smidge of it, do my outer V, and take a smidge of that Smashbox Punked palette. Well, no, I was using the Melt. I'll take a smidge of that 666 palette. 666 is how it's pronounced. And go over that just to give it a little more gray. Okay. I'm just gonna blend it with that same Blend Bunny brush. And this one I had less fallout, so it also blends just a smidge easier. Because I think this palette just in general has more white in it, or more blending, like more blending binders or whatever. Okay, so now that I've done that, I want to add more shimmers, but I think I'm going to add different colors. So because I didn't use it before, I kind of want to use that Fyrinnae shade. So I'm going to put a little bit of that Fyrinnae shade on just that Moda Pro smudger. Oh, it's a smudger brush. I was looking at the wrong side because it's double-ended. It's a smudger brush. And I'm just going to put that right here. Right on the green, kind of tealy color. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit so you can see it. I'm gonna do that both sides. Okay, so now my sort of outer V, not quite outer V, is sparkly. Okay, so I did that. Now I wanna come in with colors that are slightly different. There are some oranges in the Nomad palette, and I don't normally go for orange, but I feel like since there are oranges, we should go with some oranges. I have enough room for 2 more shimmers, more or less. And I have more, like 2 orange shimmers, but I don't want to do 2 orange shimmers because they're not like the specialist orange shimmers, I guess. Well, I do have 2 I can use. Okay, so I think just to kind of mimic the Nomad palette more, because I think their shimmers are more toppery, I'm going to not use the Strange and Unusual palette because the shimmer in this is very like prominent and very like in your face. It's not very toppery, so I'm gonna put that away, and I'm gonna use the Basic Witch palette, and I think I am gonna use Resting Witch Face. This is like a multi-chrome that doesn't have a 1-to-1 in the Nomad palette, but at least on me it looks very pink when I'm looking at it, but it's like a pink green kind of color. And then I'm going to use Incantation. So I'm going to use this in the middle and this in the inner corner. So I'm going to use that same what is it, smudger brush from Moda, and I'm going to use Resting Witch Face. And I have to be careful because this is kind of a smudgy shade. I'm going to use that right in the middle. Yeah, I don't know how it looks on camera, but from what I'm seeing, it's very pink. And it'll match into that green because it shifts green. This is also not the most, I mean, it's sparkly, but it's also more of a smoother, more like metallic-y. Yeah, it's also got some yellow in it, I can see. Okay, so I've got those. And that kind of matches with the pink that I've got up top. And then I'm going to use that Incantation shade, which is the sparkly orange color. And I'm going to put that in my inner corner. And this doesn't quite match, but this is my pop. I'm using this as my pop because again, there's a lot of oranges in that Nomad palette. It's a very like summery, springy palette. It's like, you know, you go on a cruise and you're like, oh, it's so nice and warm, that kind of thing. So yeah, this is what I've got going on. I feel like that pop is nice. It's cute. Okay, so this is what I've got going on. I am going to add liner, mascara. I might do a wing and obviously a waterline. I'm gonna do my brows, a lip, finish everything off, and I'll come back and we can talk about it, okay? Okay, so I am back. I have completed everything, as you can see, and I got some tea. So let's talk about it. So for my eyes, I went in with ColourPop Creme Gel Eyeliner, the multi-chrome one in Wild Idea, green one. Did a basic wing with NYX Epic Ink Liner, black, standard. Only black mascara I own, Benefit Bad Gal Bang. pretty classic. For my brows, I did really old discontinued KVD pomade in bleach. I just recently, today actually, bleached my eyebrows again, so bleach eyebrows. And then for my lip, I went in with the, what is this? Glam Like Ghost Face lip liner from their lip kit. I don't have the lipstick anymore, but I still have the lip liner. And Unearthly Cosmetics Frostbite. It's a menacing metal. So yeah, I just did the lip liner. I did it around my lip. I smudged it in so it was like my lips were dark. Did this over top because this is a iridescent. This is very light colored. And I did it over top, so it's like a shiny dark metallic. It kind of matches the eyes. Yeah, so this is the completed look. Let me turn the lights way up and see if I can get sparkle. So yeah, that's with the lights way up. I don't know if that adds to the sparkle. I can turn the lights down again. I can turn them way down so you can get like low light. I don't know if you get like low light sparkle or not. I don't know if that's a thing. I can't see myself, so. So yeah. Also, I don't know if that's where the lighting was before, but that's where the lighting is now. Yeah, that is my finished look. So basically, I feel like what I did, looking at myself in the mirror, pretty well dupes the Nomad palettes, plural, and I feel like I duped the highlighter pretty fine because it's a really basic highlighter. May, no, you can't have the ring light. My cat is trying to knock over my ring light. She wants attention. She's a tortie and she's very sassy. But anyway, I feel like I duped the palettes pretty good. Tell me what you think. Do you think I duped the palettes pretty good? So yeah, I feel like if you're on a no-buy, you do not need these palettes. I mean, yes, the mattes are more gray toned and maybe you probably don't have that. But I mean, if you have a gray and you have colored tones, you can make a gray tone matte. Like, it's very easy, just mix them together. And like if you have something that's close to a gray tone, even just the smallest amount of gray will make it gray toned. Especially like with this look, because I covered it up with shimmers. It looks very similar to the Nomad palette. Like I feel like this look I did, other than the pop of orange, looks a lot like the palette, the looks I've seen other beauty influencers do. I'm not a beauty influencer. That I've seen other creators do. So I feel like I nailed it pretty well. I mean, I don't know, maybe you'll think differently, but yeah, I have a lot of shimmers. I'm sure if you have a big collection, you have a lot of shimmers. And like maybe your shimmers are not the exact same shimmers, but you can get the general vibes. Like they don't have to be perfect, especially on a small space like an eye, and you put a bunch of them together, they're going to look the same. Like you don't need to buy an all shimmer palette or an all matte palette. Also, you have to buy the two palettes separately, and I think I saw that they're like $39 each, which okay, for an indie palette, $39 is fairly cheap. But if you're buying two palettes, even if they have a bundle deal, what is that gonna be? Like 50 something, $60? Like, because 39 and 39, that is a lot of money. So even if it's a bundle deal, that is a lot of money in this economy. That's a lot, and that's a lot. I don't know. So yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it. I just proved you don't need it. Like I just duped the F out of that. So yeah, I mean, just watch people's videos, play with your own collection. I mean, I just showed you a bunch of palettes I have that can basically have essentially the colors that are in the mattes. I showed you a bunch of palettes that had shimmers that worked for the shimmers. I might not have the exact colors, but you don't need the exact colors. I mean, I got an eye look that looks pretty spot on. So yeah, I think that's it. Let me know down below what you think. Like, are you gonna buy those palettes? Are you gonna buy those highlighters? Or are you gonna dupe the vibes? Are you gonna go in your own collection and see what you have after you watch a few of these videos and try to make a look that looks like something that came from that palette? Let me know down below, because I'm curious. I'm always curious if people are on no buys and just trying to dupe the stuff that they see online, because that's what I'm doing. Like, I see everybody's videos and I'm like, oh, I can make that with what I have. So Let me know down below. Are you on a low buy? Are you on a no buy? Are you buying whatever you want? Let me know. So yeah, if you like this content, give me a like, give me a subscribe, or not. I'm just doing it for fun. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.